Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Thamriyell. Welcome everybody to DanganRonpa, Goodbye Despair. And now it's trial time, which is very, very unfortunate. I was actually hoping we'd get a little bit more time to take care of all the business. I had to replay a couple of things back and forth here and there, so I hope everything actually comes out pretty well. So yeah, I've had some issues with PC, but now it's all fixed and it's all good. So we should be able to get into this trial with as much information as we can without any interruption. So let's go ahead and review. Actually, we could review some things while we're inside the Monokuma Rock before we start the trial. I can kind of give my hypotheses on what exactly happened here. It's a really difficult one though, holy hell. Go here.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
Huh? Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Stupid fool!
You're making me depressed. So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict, where we must doubt our friends. But once we're through with this, we can go back, right?
That's right.
That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
I'm being tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? This guy who's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to put even if I have to pull out all the stops. And Monami's here. Yeah, Monami's not saying anything for some reason. This is weird. She's not said anything as of recent when Monokuma called her out, so I don't know what's going on with Monami right now.
You...
What the fuck? Why are you here? Oh god, I have to do a voice again. You realized it yet? I feel I want you to leave this island. Think like that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
Huh? What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll beat you up.
Damn right. Stupid rabbit should just shut up. Damn. And she's not budging. She's actually not budging this time. Monami is serious. Everyone, you must run away from despair. Huh? I finally realized, after losing my powers, I realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's possibility, you must face it. God, my voice for her is so horrible. I really apologize. In order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I'll fight.
Huh?
She will? Wait, is she gonna be part of the trial? Because every single time she actually just hangs in the background, just waits until Monokuma abuses her again and says some comments every now and then. That's about it. She actually gonna participate? What's her deal? I do not really know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read this health book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You...
What can you tell just by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the class trial. Aw, fine.
But still.
Somehow, I understand what Monami's saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going. To the last class trial. I'm pretty certain it might not be the last. The first game had 6, and I'm guessing this game may have 6 or more, possibly, I don't know.
Yep.
You're right. We need to fight as much as we can. No matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. Hopeless truth awaits us. Okay, that's getting a little bit suspicious. I don't know what it is, but during these trial areas, I'm finding everything that people say. I'm overanalyzing everything that people say. I did it for Gundam. I did it for Mikan. I did it for... Good lord. I think I missed out Peko completely. But Jackie's saying this... What hopeless truth awaits us in the end. That is real suspicious. She has something to do with this. I feel like she really has something to do with this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just getting a vibe here, right? I'm just getting a vibe. I'm getting that same feeling that I got with Gundam and I got with Mikan. Well, they say a specific thing, either before the trial or during the trial, or during the beginning of the trial, that really seems highly, highly off. Especially about Chiaki. It's talking about some sort of hopeless truth awaits us in the end. What did she mean by that? What is she... Maybe I'm overanalyzing things. I don't know. Okay? This game ruined my ability to trust any characters ever again. I'm gonna overanalyze everything now. But I will talk about my thoughts and bring up some cases of who I think it could possibly be. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I enter Monica Marak. And down we go. Oh my god, look how many people there are left. Only 6. Only 6. 7 if you consider that we are not technically an ultimate, but there could be another ultimate here. Possibly. There could be a possibility. I'm still hanging on to that. I really think that might be the twist here. But only 6 people left. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Oh my god. We have to choose one of these 5. One of these 5 killed him. We have to choose them. Son of a bitch. Oh, sorry. I completely missed out what he said there. Let me go ahead and bring up the transcript for Kazuichi. This elevator ride. This will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Well?
Let's worry about things after we're finished.
You are right.
And apparently we made the elevator sound go away. Sorry about that. More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us. Okay, this silence is really eerie.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the funhouse ordeal, we're completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survive need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then, the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair? Oh. Oh!
Well now.
We're inside the facility. The facility with the main machines. Oh, that's where the trial's gonna be. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well then, now that Chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough! Just fucking start us already.
Hey!
Hey, this is it, right? This is the really last trial, right?
Yep.
Yep, it sure is. So, you gonna show some enthusiasm? Make sure you give it your all?
Alright!
Let's show some enthusiasm, give it our all today. I know that quote from him. Didn't I tell you? You said it! This is the end! Monomi's not convinced. Now then, let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
Viva killing. This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. Ooh. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. The curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were also times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but there is no way we can end this without knowing. We'll be consumed by despair. That's what we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Would you like to save? Yes, I will really love to save right about now. Okay. Okay, we totally got this. We got this. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and set some skills here. We gotta make sure we have skills. We have 35 out of 60 skills points available in total because we're level 60. We don't have a lot of skills, unfortunately, so we'll just go with the ones we already have with Attentive Influence. Solely increases the influence gauge. Effective during class trial cannot be combined with Envious Influence. We'll do Lost in Thought. Slightly increases the time limit for each phase. Charisma increases influence gauge recovery when correct answers are chosen. Okay, good. We'll do cheat code. Time limit doesn't decrease even if you shoot a staple with the silencer. Effective during the non-stop debate. This can be really good for us as well. Neural liberation. A focus gauge increases at slower rate during concentration and fever time. That's good. We want that. Delusion. The influence gauge recovers over time during concentration and fever time. That's what we want. And that's all the skills we'll have. We have 35 out of 60 points. We spent already 35 points as is. Those are the only skills we got. Let's go into this then, Jets. Let's go into this. Oh, okay. I should friendship management a little bit better, but hey, we got some really good skills anyway. We'll go with those. Open e-handbook. E-handbook. Let's go and look through the truth bullets here and see what we can surmise here, right? So let's go over the case. Monokuma file number 5. The victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. Okay, now we got torture wounds. Both of Nagito's legs were tied with rope, and each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevent him from moving. His thighs were also covered with lots of stab wounds. That means he was strung up. I do not believe he actually did himself, but there could be a possibility that he might have got somebody else to help him out and do it himself. But this does look like a torture scene for sure. We got burnt rope. The rope that was tied to Nagito's right arm burned off. However, Nagito's right sleeve still looks clean. So that means what I think happened here is that the rope was burned off fakely to think that it was actually burned off in the fire that was created, but it wasn't, because then the sleeve would have burned up. I mean, technically there could be a possibility that the sprinklers might have put out the burning rope, but definitely the pillow was. I think the arm was tied to a pillar or something that was also caught on fire. That's what I'm thinking. What happened here? Okay, survival knife. A survival knife that was stabbed into Nagito's right hand. The knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds on Nagito's legs, left arm, were caused by the same knife. So after the person stabbed him and tortured him a little bit, the wind and plunged a knife into his hand. Blood on left hand. Blood was splattered on the palm of Nagito's left hand for some reason. The bladder cuts off in the middle of his palm. Also, the back of his left hand has an unnatural blood stain that only above the middle joints of his fingers. Now, what I'm guessing here is that he was clutching something in his hand. He was clutching something in his hand, which was the rope actually from the spear that was hung up from the girder up. And pointed down at his stomach or something. That's what I'm thinking. So he was actually not just tortured, but he was left to his own devices to hang on to the weapon that would finally kill him and end his life. That's what I'm thinking would happen here, which is extremely fucking sadistic. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it. He was probably trying to breathe, or he was screaming, or something happened. Spear of Gungnir. The spear impaled through Nagito's stomach. A cord with an iron weight at the end of it extended from the back of the handle. For some reason, only the section where the cord and weight touched, and the weight touch is bloody. So that means only for some reason the section where the cord and weight touch is bloody. That means what I'm guessing here is that he was hanging on to the rope. He was forced to hang on to the rope as his last I guess his last grip on hope, last grip on survival, and something happened, and then he was forced to let go of his hand, and then the Gungnir spear got him right in the chest. That's what I'm thinking happened here. Now we got the Monokuma plushie, which with a hole through it. Life-size Monokuma plushie that was found on the floor near the fire's origin point. Has a huge bloody hole in his stomach, as if it was stabbed. I'm guessing what ended up happening. Here's my thought here. Here's my thought process. That maybe the Gungnir spear was attached through the plushie, and now was used as maybe a weight, as like a weight to have the plushie fall down on him, which is why there's a hole through it because of the gunny spear. I think maybe, I don't know yet. I don't know. That's a thing to definitely be on the lookout for. We got blood on the girder. Faint red line was on the ceiling girder inside the goods warehouse, but it's already covered up with blood. That means he was already tortured ahead of time, I think. Maybe, possibly. That means the spear was strung up on the girder. That's what I'm thinking here. We got the monochrome panels, which was stacked in a domino effect that would actually start piling down, and I think that's what also hit the curtain on. That's what triggered the fire inside the warehouse, right? That's what I think happened, is that they were stacked on purpose like this, so that when we open the door, they would tumble down and set the candle on fire. That's what I think would happen here. We got an oil lighter found at the fire's origin point. It looks like this is what caused the fire. And I think what ended up happening is that one of the monokuma, what is it called? Monokuma panels fell on it and set on fire and set the curtain on fire and the rest of the warehouse on fire as well. We got MP3 player that comes with speakers. The music was blaring through the warehouse when Hajime and the others arrived was coming from this. I'm guessing it was to cover up his screams. I'm really thinking it was to cover up his screams while somebody tortured him. Or maybe it was supposed to be for some sort of sick, sadistical, satanic, whatever. Sonny's account, Sonny secretly used one of the bombs from the military base at the ancient ruins and found out the bomb was fake. At the time, Monami was apparently peeking at the whole thing. So Monami knew about this whole thing happening. Or maybe one... So... Okay, yes, we know Sonya was away testing out the bomb. It turns out it was a firework. That's why when she came in and said it was not a bomb, it's because it was a firework. Monokuma's account, Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake. However, he's apparently never revealed that fact to anyone. That means that somebody had to find out that those were fake bombs. Or maybe Nagito was forced to think that those were fake bombs as well. Monami's notebook, the diary that Monami updated every day, or did she? According to Monokuma, Monami can't write. So somebody else must be updating the diary. It means somebody is controlling Monami. Somebody is actually controlling Monami on purpose. Monami is also a mechanical thing, just like Monokuma is, like some sort of mechanical robot icon. Attribute? No. Avatar. It's more like some sort of avatar that somebody on the sound also controls them. Probably could be one of us. Probably. We got gas masks and gloves. Those were hidden at Nagito's cottage under his bed. That means those will probably use in order to deal with the Monokuma special poison that was put into his room. That means there could be a possibility that the poison could play out in that sense. Wait a minute, this thing is not really full, is it? But, okay, let's check this out here a little bit more. Poison found inside the refrigerator at Nagito's cottage. The warning label on the back of the bottle states that the enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized in gaseous state. It is heavier than air, it breaks down in minutes, and is susceptible to hydrolysis. So it's possible for you to poison someone to death without any complication. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a gas or plastic container away from sunlight and away from fire. Now, I got another possibility. Yet another possibility of the extinguishing liquid that we used in order to put out the fire. Think about this one. Okay, so for example, let's say the killer did find out about this particular poison here, right? Did find out about this particular poison and did get their hands on that poison themselves. Sony did say that there used to be more fire extinguishing equipment over in the break room for the factory, but we only were able to find these plastic containers that we had to throw over into the fire, because supposedly they were like firefighting liquid or whatever. But this, imagine, let's say for example that they were placed with this, right? Volatility is low, liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. And it's really susceptible to hot things, to fire and sunlight, and fire especially. You gotta keep the space in a cool place in a glass or plastic container, or else it would vaporize, turn into gas, and then gas could have... What if gas killed... Oh! That's how they did it! That's how they did it! They used this gas! Took this poison, right? Whoever took this poison, put it in the containers for the firefighting containers, right? You know, the fire canisters. Because they were expecting us to try to put out the fire, to use these things. We threw them in there. They broke down. The fire didn't really decrease or increase whatsoever. It seems like it just kind of was whatever. And then while in the fire, they vaporized. Then we ran outside. Wait for ventilation to happen. Remember when the sprinklers turned on and we had to wait a little bit outside for ventilation? Watch the Monokuma Theater. At that point, it could have vaporized, right? Turned into gas. Could have made Nagato suffocate, which is why it looks like he has chemicals around his mouth as if he's trying to breathe, because he's getting poisoned by the gas. He died from the gas, let go of the thing, it stabbed him, it looked like it was a torture scene. Wait, you know what? Why would he be strung up like that? Who the hell strung him up? Unless he did himself. Unless he was expecting to do it himself. Oh! Shit, I think somebody just followed Nagato's plan. Compared to what he was originally going to do. Holy shit. And this is why the gas mask and gloves are there, because somebody wanted to use the poison and then put it back into Nagato's room. Then somebody got their hands on the poison, or they found out that Nagato has a poison and grabbed it from him and utilized this poison to fill up the firefighting containers with the poison for just toss in there. Holy shit. What about this? Found out Nagato's cottage under his bed. It's a round thin piece of aluminum paper. Piece of blue paper. I'm guessing the piece of blue paper might have came from the filter? Maybe? No, it wouldn't have. Where did it come from? I don't know where it came from. This aluminum piece of paper we don't know much about. And then we got Hopespeak Academy file. The file contains the Hopespeak Academy student profiles for all 16 students participating in the school trip. To the fact that Monokuma forged a trader's profile. Looking at this one help identify who the trader is. Okay, so I'm under the impression, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out here. I'm under the impression that Nagato might have found out who the traitor is. Possibility, he was the traitor, right? Okay, let's go with that train of thought. He figured out that he was a traitor, and in order to make everything epic, in order to make everything more extravagant and extraordinaire in a way that he does, in the way he likes to make things, we could definitely see him do that. I don't think he... No, there'll be no way he strung himself up and tortured himself. Somebody had to torture him. Somebody had to have tortured him. But why did they torture him? Why did they? There could be a possibility they tortured himself. Could be. I don't know. But something was setting up for Nagato, and then the gas killed him. I really believe the gas killed him. Oh! The only person that told us about the gas was... Wait. Oh, please don't be it. Well, this figured out. If you want to come back and watch who told us about the fire bottles thing, and to tell us about to go to the break room to get some fire extinguishing equipment. Only two people would know. Only two people would know about the fire extinguishing equipment. Sonya and the other person. I'll give a hint, it's a girl. Oh, one of my favorites. Oh, shit. It's Sonya or the other one. Oh, fuck. Let's go do this. Oh, okay. We got this. We do know...
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
We do know about the gas. We do know that's how probably he was killed, probably. There could be a possibility that he was killed by the spear and just the gas made him let go. And he got killed like that way. There could be a possibility. But I think this is a foil on top of a foil. So somebody was trying to set something up, and then they got another setup on them. I think that's what happened here.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you?
She's being really serious. Yep, she's not saying a single thing.
You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
She's not saying a thing.
Yes, no!
Oh! She's still not saying it? What the? Okay, Monami got some resolve here.
One more time! How about this one?
Is that enough? Oh god.
This will be my final blow.
Oh my lord. Why? She's still not saying anything. Holy hell, Monomi is serious.
It's useless.
Please stop. I feel bad for Monomi.
Yeah, I feel bad for her now as well.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
I don't think it's him.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito. Is he alright? Are they the same person? Or... Make your argument. Okay, what have you got? Torture wound, survival knife, duct tape, Monokuma plushie, Monokuma panel, or lighter, Monokuma's account. Ooh,
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect.
Bomb's hiding place, wait! I guess I would try to do that. Yeah, you're right, never mind. Sorry, I'm overthinking stuff.
Is whoever found the bomb first!
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
That could be actually a very strong argument. He is a part of the Yakuza, and I believe they're known for doing some very despicable things to people and going far and beyond the legalities. But at the same time, he does support the driver's license clause for Akane, so maybe he is not that for the illegalities after all. Maybe. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No. Were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place? Oh my god! Hajime's onto the same thing! Hajime's onto the same thing! With the poison, and breathing, and crinkled up. It has to be duct tape, it has to be the duct tape, it has to be the duct tape, it has to be the duct tape. Because the duct tape... Okay, let's go back to here, See if you look at the duct tape here real quick. Duct tape, right here. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't onto the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it, as if he was suffocating from the poison that was vaporized. If there's a possibility the poison vaporized, I think that's what we're on about. I think, oh my god, did I just get this? I think I figured out the murder weapon for the first time ever. I figured out the goddamn murder weapon. I think so. Did I? Holy shit. Now I'm overthinking it. Okay, let's start going with the duct tape. It has to be the duct tape. If it has anything to do with him suffocating, it has to be the duct tape. It has to be.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
I don't think so. Oh yes, okay.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, I'm onto it. I'm on a roll. I'm actually on a roll.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that. That
is true. Wow, I actually did not. I was so focused on the whole poison thing. True, if they really wanted to torture him, if they did want to torture him to figure out some information from him, they would have left the tape. They would have left the tape on. They wouldn't have put a tape on him, and the blood would have actually splattered onto the tape. So they started torturing him after the tape was already put on.
I'm prepared.
Oh wow, he is really doesn't like our argument here.
I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Stupid. What? Okay. Roboto showdown. Butcher wound, burn rope, survival knife, duct tape.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down!
Come on. Oh, yes, kick it. Advancing,
But
good.
if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
True.
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Nope, that's not it. Never mind. Information about the bomb's location. Oh wait, no, hold on. Never mind. I messed that up. That was my fault. I should have seen that. I think there's something else he says. But I really feel like the duct tape. What do I do? Hajime, you idiot. What are you even saying? Are you trying to rebut me with that?
Crap!
I won't be able to cut Kazuichi's rebuttal with this. Think this over one more time.
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut through those words!
Because the blood would have been under the mask, under the duct tape.
There's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
Because with the duct tape, Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't onto the duct tape. So the duct tape was put on before he started being tortured and bloodied up. Before he started getting all like covered in blood and everything, the duct tape was put on. Because there was no duct tape onto his mouth, there was duct tape there was blood around where the duct tape was, but not under the duct tape. So he must have had duct tape put on him before he was killed, before he was bloodied up, before he was tortured. At least before the final blow. Don't make the blood splat everywhere, at least before the final blow. Holy shit.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors. We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Does she? Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
I think a lot of us do have a deep grudge against Nagito, and if Akane did not have her restrained or wasn't a stable person, I'm pretty sure Akane would have decapitated him or something, honestly. With how angry she can be, oh. Imagine if Nekomaru was here and did not have the moral standing or did not have, not have the morality that he does have and was just some sick individual. He probably tore the guy in pieces and tossed his limbs around. Probably. I'm just saying. Like, we have some pretty level-headed people here, and it's really hard to tell which one of us would go this far. Trying to figure out which one of us would go this far, that's the idea. My only thing is, unfortunately, because of his horrible, shitty stereotype, I kind of want to say it's Fujiko that could have done possibly at all anything to that borderline, since he is a Yakuza. But, at the same time, I think in this kind of sense, where he would be threatened to have the bombs planted all over the island, I think anybody would snap at a certain point with Nagito, especially with the way he's been behaving. I wouldn't even be surprised if Hajime did it. He just doesn't remember it. Maybe he blacked out or something.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
That is something.
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
True. Although I do think there might be a possibility, right, that Nagito set this stuff up as well. And kind of does come off as somebody who would do this to himself, right? String himself up, stab himself through the hand just for the sake of, you know, he's a kind of, I would say he was very much an extremist at this point. He would go to the extremes, to the most deranged areas. I really do believe that this was possibility that Nagito tortured himself this way, or he made it look like this was some sort of a torture scene to try to pin us against one another and maybe get us all to execute it together, when this was more of a suicide case. But I think because of the gas used, and maybe the fumes within the fire extinguisher that will vaporize, I don't think he was able to pull off the murder himself. I really don't think he was able to pull off the murder himself this way. Unless he was the one who replaced the liquid. Unless he was the one that replaced the liquids in the poison and wanted to suffocate? No, that would make sense. What the hell?
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah, and right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Oh yeah.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
Okay, now's not the time to ogle Miss Sonia, okay?
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Hell yeah, girl! The reason for the fire, huh? Right, we need to clear that up first. It has to be the stacked Monokumas. It has to be the Monokuma domino effect. It has to be the torture warehouse burn ropes around duct tape, Monokuma panels. It has to be the panels. It has to be the panels. It has to be the panels. I'm calling it.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
No, they didn't.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
No. She almost had it. We almost had it. She had it right. Opening the door would have caused. We got it. Would have caused the Monokuma stands to fall down. Let's go and fast forward through this.
The direct cause of the oil lighter found at
The killer used some...
It's gonna be getting a little silly here. Give me a sec.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just, based on the shape, it can stand up
If they tipped over, it could have ignited.
some way.
Maybe they used invisible
Okay,
thread.
we got this. As soon
There
as
should
she
have been a
says,
way to tip it over with sound waves.
as soon as she says open the door, we gotta pick it up.
Perhaps opening the door caused.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes. Sonia got this. Oh my god, yes.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
She is fucking adorable.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels.
I love her like excitement and passion about this. Oh lord.
A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
Yep.
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second, and from there, They fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
The music. Killer did one thing to hide the domino effect. It has to be the music playing, the music blaring in here, the MP3 player.
I see!
Hey, go, we got it.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. Within the darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud! Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? I'm trying to imitate the way he said it. No, I'm not talking about the music. And as if from cue, it suddenly started. In the fire. God, that's so demonic.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
See, Akane has incredible hearing. Akane has like incredible hearing. She has like the best hearing out of all of us. It's insane how well she can hear. Is she... I mean, her being the ultimate gymnast or the ultimate athlete, you know, it's good enough, but oh my god, she has some incredible hearing. I don't even know if you can consider that ultimate, but that's amazing talent right there. It's not even talent, like more like a... Yeah, I guess more like a talent. It's not really a skill that you train, it's like a talent, you just kind of hear it. But anyway, the way the fire just kind of lit up as the hymnal music started playing, that's so freaking demonic. It kind of makes me feel like this was a setup that Nagito wanted to have. Like, part of me really feels like Nagito wanted to go out with a large bang, and then he didn't. Like, that's what it kind of feels like. Or maybe the MP3 player was used to cover out the music, I don't know, but it just all were way too fitting together.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it would be fine. Those words, I kind of brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it! It's a trap! Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'd be fine? Just gotta use a little more force. What happened to opening it slowly? Kinda ignored the protest and with a mighty kick the door flew open.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
Which means... Which honestly makes me think that Nagito set up this entire thing. That Nagito was in there waiting for us to enter, so he set the entire thing up for us to enter and see him. I genuinely think that's what it was. I genuinely think that's the whole thing is him setting it up. Because there's no way to enter or exit the warehouse any other way. You can't jump up, you can't fit through the door. There is no way. We don't even have anybody thin enough to be able to fit through a door. Like, you know, like Chucky said, it was not even thin enough for a person to fit through. And the door was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see. So the problem Chucky's talking about, killer couldn't have left, the killer was hidden, could have hid inside. Want to see inside? Killer couldn't have left.
I see!
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Chucky also knows. Huh?
You don't mean...
But if that's true, This murder.
Hajime? What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. The only one person who could have done that, if ever, would be Nagito himself. He was the only person in there, and he set this entire thing up. I told you this was a setup by him.
This is my answer.
This is a suicide setup.
What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Oh god, I really feel like she really want her not to say those maybes again, please. I want us to be certain.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
We had a suicide before.
His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
Fujiko, who do you think would be, like, who would be another person, who would be a person in here out of all of us, including Nagito? They'll be so deranged or committed to his own goals and his own ideals and ambitions and everything, his own pretty much cult-like thinking of what hope is, to go this far. Only Nagito, only Nagito, only Nagito would go this far. That's what I think.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
It wouldn't be a possibility because one of the ropes was actually burnt off and he was way far away from the curtain and the entire fire. So that could be a way to do it. That could be a really good way to do it, actually. That could be a solid way to do it, to give him a leeway with one of his arms. But once he was done with it, he just stabbed the arm through and left it there as he hung on to the other end of the spear with the rope and the weight landed. The only way I could think that he would ever do that for, like the only reason why he would ever do something like that, is if he was the traitor and he was going to eliminate himself for the sake of others.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
First of all, he's getting a little bit angry. That's a little... Maybe I'm just getting suspicious and overthinking. But there could be a possibility, actually, a very, very easy possibility. Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it. What? I feel like I'm overlooking something. We are overlooking something. We are overlooking something. What can we find here? Torture wounds, burn rope. Burn rope. It has to be burn rope. It has to be burn rope. That's how he was able to tie himself up because one of the ropes was burnt off when it was far away from the fire.